How are you?
I'm doing good.
Good.
Everybody hear me well?
Yeah.
Perfect.
You ready for Saturday and your first game?
Man, I'm getting so excited. Like you were saying, the Rose Bowl, coming out, experiencing that atmosphere. I'm so excited. Coach Kelly does a great job of keeping everybody, up in practice and stuff like that. But you kind of get that itch, you've been waiting for to, be able to try to, hurdle somebody, run over somebody, something like that. So it's definitely, super exciting. I can't wait for Saturday.
Are you into visualizing stuff ahead of time and thinking about what it's going to be like out there?
Definitely. Being able to, the night before you're sleeping, trying to, kind of, if you imagine, you're going to do good, there's kind of that thought that you'll play good. If you kind of imagine you're doing bad, it's not going to be too good. So I always try to think positive, especially, being able to, go over my playbook, stuff like that, see little reads and everything. So,
you have any pre-game routines or things that you've just kind of developed over the years?
I have a few. There's nothing super crazy. I am a little superstitious though. I do everything from right to left. I don't know why on game day. So I'll put my socks on my right foot first, tape right foot, stuff like that. But other than that, once I kind of get out onto the field in games, my nerves kind of go down a little bit. So, but before game, I'm kind of all over the place.
Do you have a tendency to run to the right?
No, I don't know why. I'm left-handed. That's the weirdest thing too.
Okay.
I'm left, so I don't know why right to left. But yeah, that's one of my superstitions. But once I get out on the field, everything kind of settles in. So.
Speaking of settling in, you said earlier it's hard learning this new playbook. Has your comfort level risen the more longer you've been in the offense?
Definitely. Like you were saying, this playbook, it's one of a kind, and I love it. Being able to be so optional in everything that we do. And Coach Kelly, he always talks about how you'll see a cat crossing the road, but sometimes they don't think that well and they're kind of hesitant, and that's when bad things happen. So you gotta being able to take the play and go. And that was kind of my motto throughout spring ball, especially in the fall camp. You got to learn all the plays through spring. That's when you kind of had your mistakes and stuff like that. But then, fall camp came around, and that's when you had to, get the play and go. So that was kind of my motto, and kind of took it from there.
Your dad said their family's coming out, so who's home with Crocky?
I don't know. Grandma and everybody's coming out, so he might be on his own. So I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but
yeah.
Definitely need to lock up the other animals. So.
Do you think anybody will have the game on TV and he'll see you?
I hope so. And there'll definitely be one family member that stays back and watches him back. But no, definitely super excited to have the family come out, and especially family back home too, being able to watch that. So.
The announcement that Ethan's starting, and obviously your roommates in the mix there, getting to play. I mean, did you have any conversations with Colin throughout camp? How he was thinking about the competition, or was he not thinking about it? Just off the field.
Definitely, and that was kind of one thing we talked about. Those dudes can't get down on themselves because every single one of them has worked throughout both the camps, both spring camp and fall camp. So whoever Coach Kelly puts in, kind of deserves it. And as you see, Saturday, all three of them are going in. So, it's kind of a standing point to see who might carry on the next couple of games from that point. But just being able to talk to him and kind of see, it's like, hey, you guys are all letting it rip, they're running, stuff like that. I mean, they can do it all. So that's kind of why we haven't really had a true pick to see who it is, and everybody's still getting the playbook to exact. So being able to watch all three of them go out there and play, it's actually a really cool thing.
You've had kind of the close-up view of this entire competition. Does it feel right for it to be kind of playing out on the field in an actual game to see who's
definitely? And being a football player, you kind of look at things. I would say people on the outside would be like, man, 3 quarterbacks going into one game is one of the craziest things I've heard. But if you look at it from a player standpoint, all these dudes have put in so much work, and you can see that each one of them has their own ability to do something, and they're they all know the playbook, stuff like that. But being able to watch them all compete together, there's no doubt in your mind as a player that all three of them shouldn't be out there playing. So we're just going to kind of see, like you guys were saying, how the games play on, and kind of see who goes from there.
What's just been like the general vibe of practice this week?
Everybody's excited. Everybody's kind of hitting a little bit more when we shouldn't be able to. But coming out here, it's game week. Like everybody was saying, Rose Bowl. It's a different atmosphere for me. So I'm super jacked up, especially coming in, kind of first-year guy watching, all the team, just the way we practice too. It's fast. Everything's so fast. And, you've been practicing. I remember all in the summertime you were running, sweating. You didn't know why you were out here really, but, it's all come down to this week. And so to get that, that first win.
What do you think we'll see from the running backs on Saturday?
It's definitely going to be a little bit of everything. So definitely try to get, the most reps we can for all guys and kind of get rotation going, stuff like that, keeping us fresh. That was, another big thing as well, kind of seeing where everybody fits in and stuff like that. So
Chip was saying how he doesn't subscribe to like the gamer concept, but have you ever found yourself doing something like unexpected in a game or something you didn't think you were capable of?
I would say there's been times that's happened like that, and I feel like everybody kind of gets that one shot where they kind of do something that they didn't really expect them to do. But I take to heart a real big thing that Coach Kelly says. You don't rise to the occasion on a game day. You kind of sink to your level of training. So if you're going to have a bad week of training, you're going to sink to that level of competition on Saturday, and your opponent might be better than that competition. So if you're grinding all week, playing, hard, fast, physical, having a great, kind of rising occasion through practice, and that's kind of what's going to, amount to the game.
7:30 kickoff. So do you have like a evening game schedule? Do you nap during the day? Anything like that?
Well, the time difference kind of threw me off a little bit when I came here, but I think I'm good now. That was kind of my one big thing. Try not to, try to make sure you get your full 8-9 hours on game or night before the game. And man, after that first wake up, there's no going back to sleep. You're up, jittery and stuff like that, getting ready to go. So.
As someone who came from a smaller program, is it maybe easier for you to keep the focus, the intensity up for an opponent that maybe isn't as nationally known as, a UCLA brand or something like that?
Yeah, definitely, for sure. And, honestly, for me, just like last year, we played some bigger schools and stuff like that. For me personally, it's kind of that one game mentality. You kind of don't look to the next games. You gotta win this first game, win that first opponent. So whoever it may be we line up against, they've been training all summer too, stuff like that. So you got to kind of take that into a factor and realize, that these guys have been grinding out too, and we're going to see who shows up Saturday. So.
What have you seen out of Coastal Carolina's defense?
There's some good dudes. They got some new transfers too they're going to be playing too, but, that front line is kind of their big spot, and their linebackers as well. And, everybody in that secondary, tackles good as well. So you just got to make sure we are making the right reads, stuff like that on blitzes and coverages, and make sure, we're making guys miss and running hard. So.
Thank you.